When the lights get low, feel you don't wanna be alone. See it coming home. I'll be looking for you in a time pop back. Still see the look up in your eye. See you wanna try. I'll be looking for you in the night. When the lights get low, feel you don't wanna be alone. See it coming home. I'll be looking for you in a time pop back. Still see the look up in your eye. See you wanna try. I'll be looking for you in the night. When the lights get low, feel you don't wanna be alone. See it coming home. I'll be looking for you in a
Hello, good morning. Welcome back, chat. Hope you all are doing well. Right here we're looking for maybe some well, we gotta wait and see here because price is trickling down. We're trying to move down. We're creating new lower lows each time, right? Like this, boom, low, pull up, low, pull up. So that's what's going on here. Just like Paul says, they want to push it down but not let us ride. Exactly. Although there was a nice little breakout here though. This paid out like about 34 pips. Nice little sell there though. But yeah, like generally speaking, it's been a bit cheeky. Just like yesterday, you know, it's getting a bit cheeky PA here. I mean, it's NFP week. And today, I think we got ADP. Yeah, it's middle of the week. We should be getting ADP this week, today. Let's see. Gold falls as US-Iran hostilities push oil higher. Gold futures fall as fresh hostilities between US-Iran and rising crude prices fuel inflationary fears. The barrel of US crude is pushing above $95 a barrel mark this morning. Oh, we're heading towards 100 now. Keeping investors alert to another wave of higher oil prices that could revive inflation worries and trigger a sell-off across global bond markets. Yeah, I think that's what's going on here. They're not coming to an agreement. Gold coming under pressure before US non-farm payroll. Let's see, investors appear to be refraining from opening new large positions before the release of the data, which could influence expectations for the Fed's interest rate trajectory. Without a clear signal from the data, gold is likely to continue trading in consolidative pattern. Oh, very nice. Very nicely put. You see this trickle here? That's what we call trading in a consolidatory pattern. Very nice. Man, you see, this is why I love TFX concepts. No Fugazi, no Fugazi. We're all on the same page here. All on the same page. Everybody's on the same page. We all are looking at the same things, kinda, you know? Very nice. Yeah, so now we gotta wait for some kind of a confirmation here. Then we're gonna see if we can get a trade. They're gonna take a trade and it's gonna be a good trade. Not planning on hanging around these markets for long, you know. We just gotta do our job and get it done and move on with our days respectively. You know, like the last thing you want to do, man, is be a slave in especially these market conditions, especially in these consolidatory pattern type market conditions. That's the last thing you want to be involved in when price is trickling, you know, because a lot of people, they trade differently, you know, like not a lot of people trade TFX. A lot of people are more gonna have like the much bigger stop losses, right? And that's the other people gonna face a lot of what we call a bit of a character development over here. But you can see this beautiful range fill, about 67-70 pip to the downside. Very nice entry confirmation there as well. Beautiful. Price came down, kind of like crashed. It's kind of trickling to the downside right now, so yeah, I guess we gotta be patient. I see the previous hourly candle also did not have a lot of volume. It actually had more bullish volume on the previous hourly, even though it closed bearish like this. So it's a similar situation like yesterday. I feel like the buyers are kind of like hiding behind the curtain, right? They're hiding behind the curtain here, the order flow. They're just waiting to strike, and that's causing a bit of uncertainty for the sells. So it's creating this trickle effect or this fluctuation that we gotta deal with. So I don't know. Hopefully we get it on the first try. Wouldn't be surprised if it needs a second try, but we'll see. We will see what happens here. Oh, my camera, my computer went off. 1 second. All right. Very nice. Just enjoying it. I want to see it go. Oh, okay. 4480. What actually happened? Looks like it played around the area for a bit, but it eventually sold off here at around 3:57 a.m. Eastern. Do you think BTC will come to 45k or say, oh nice, we haven't looked at Bitcoin in a while. Let's see. Oh nice, BTC is about to distribute here. We got like a little head and shoulders pattern going on and maybe potential breakout to the downside. Let's see our analysis on Bitcoin. I haven't looked at Bitcoin in a while. We came down to 60k psychological, or it looks like a Fibonacci retracement into a golden zone area over here potentially. A little bit of retracement, golden zone, sell-offs. These are like long-term plays. I think we're heading to 60k. And then, you know, the thing with the markets, you just have to understand the macroeconomic space. It's not technical, especially when looking at long-term. Just understand, like with Bitcoin, of late, there's not much really happening with Bitcoin, right? Like, so there's a pretty good chance that it's mostly sells, that you want to be more invested in sells, right? Bitcoin is most likely selling off right now. There's not a lot of like talk about, there's not a lot of, let's say, mainstream news about Bitcoin getting any stronger. I'm sure if you're like a Bitcoin fanatic, you're like gonna have these groups on Reddit and all of these things, which, you know, you're digging for information. So you gotta find something. But you know, you gotta keep your ear on the street. As they say in Wall Street, keep your ear on the street. You know, if the street not talking about it, then you're reaching. I know these Bitcoin people, man, they always think Bitcoin's going up. No matter the market condition, everything to them is a dip. Everything to them is a dip. We dipped 60k, buy the dip. We dipped 40k, buy the dip. We dipped 20k, buy the dip. You know, they don't really have much of an objective perspective on markets. So for me, as a third party, I think, you know, Bitcoin coming down, bro. Bitcoin coming down. There's no reason it should be going up at this point. There's nothing. And if you ask me, I think this whole facade of Bitcoin is even maybe slightly dying out. You know, I think Bitcoin is just nice for, it's good. It's definitely is good. The problem we always have is the government. You know, the government will always find a way to have their own digital currency in the future. So Bitcoin got like a time frame, you know. Some governments already gonna block, depending on your country, some governments already blocking Binance accounts. You know, a lot of people, they're also uneducated about crypto. They keep all their money on an exchange, you know. They keep all your money in exchange. Bitcoin fanatics, they don't even know a thing about security. They keep all their money in an exchange like Binance, and you know, then they get their money locked up because the government said this. You know, the government can actually lock up accounts in certain countries that are on Binance. So it's, you gotta use it like a tool. I would say cryptocurrency, it's not really something that you would put all your eggs in one basket in this thing, but it's a beautiful tool to utilize if you know how to do it correctly, you know. Beautiful tool. Whether it goes up or down, it shouldn't affect you too much. Because I don't day trade Bitcoin, you know. We're only gonna look at Bitcoin on the long-term perspectives. Long-term perspectives over here. Unless, you know, there's gonna be a lot of excitement again, it can create some beautiful opportunities, you know, like what we had over here. This is a beautiful TFX confirmation play with clean traffic on the left-hand side. You see this breakout confirmation play, nice little SMAs going on. If you can get situations like that line up from time to time, I think Bitcoin can be beautiful. But like right now, you're reaching. if you're trying to look for like a home run back to like 100k plus, it's a bit of like a reach. It needs to come to you. I would say, you know how cryptos work for the long-term investors? It needs to come to you naturally, right? It needs to be something like this, like something so obvious, something so nice. But we already had the bull run towards 126, and now we're in a retracing market. So expect further downside to like 60k and minus towards even maybe 40k. You can start looking at it a bit seriously again, maybe once you start breaking above like 84k. Don't worry about getting late into the market. Like a lot of people screw themselves because they're trying to catch dips. You know, don't worry about getting late into the market. You'd rather get late and be sure that the direction is somewhat confirmed than too early and then have a position keep dipping on you. That's what I will always advocate for in this stream. Now we are looking for maybe some potential sells. We need to get like a bit more bearish momentum in. After stream today, I need to check something about digital oil. If I'm not uncertain about it, I'll let you know. Rumor has it tomorrow it will boom. Digital oil. That's digital oil. The trend is your friend until it bends. Yes, sir. Yeah, if you want to do crypto, hide your funds in stable coins. Agreed. Get yourself a wallet, offline wallet, and then keep it in stable coins. Keep it in stable coins so it doesn't fluctuate. That's what I would advise. And then, you know, you gotta protect those seed phrases. You know, put one in your mother's house, put one in your grandpa's house. Put them in the walls. Make slits in the walls and put those seed phrases in there. And put them on a metal engraved. So even if the house burns down, you're still gonna have it. You know, you never know. You gotta be protective of these things. Because man, if you lose that seed phrase, holy, it is curtains. It is curtains. Man, or you put on a piece of paper and then after like 5 years, the paper like moist, you know, you gotta open the paper and it's gonna be like moist. Oh man. Some people have lost millions of dollars just through mismanagement of such things. Millions of dollars. Yeah, I've never heard of a story of people actually recovering their Bitcoin. I think I really truly believe once that seed phrase is gone, it's gone. But imagine the softwares and algorithms out there right here trying to break the seed phrases, trying to do like all the possible codes. Trying to catch seed phrases. Nah, it's pretty difficult. But it's all probabilities, right? It's like how many combinations are there to crack the safe and how long will it take to go through all combinations? And that's why we have quantum computing. You know, if we can crack quantum computing, we're going to solve those things in literally seconds. You can solve you can get nuclear codes, you can get literally anything in seconds, quantum computing. People think AI is the thing you should be worried about. Man, quantum computing is what you should be worried about. I think it will take us back to, like, you know, if you ever watch that movie Fallout or that game Fallout, it's gonna take us to such a dystopian reality where it's like kind of techie but also very unabundant of resources. That's what I think was gonna happen here. I don't think it's gonna be AI necessarily. Or maybe AI figures it out, you know? I don't know. God knows. Who cares? Let's focus here on how that if price moves down, how can we catch a sell? If price moves down bearish, how can we catch a sell? That's what we should be focusing on here. So I'm seeing maybe a potential entry somewhere around here, but it looks better on spot than it does here on futures, like technically. But I don't think it's gonna give me the setup anyway, because it's like moving down. Yeah, man, it's pretty tempting to get into a sell, because I see it has a potential to rip to the downside. It's got a potential to rip to the downside. But I need some... Hey, Frankie, thank you. Welcome to the TFX tribe. My Coinbase account got closed. One time I almost lost access to my Binance because of some documents. And you know, the annoying thing about these exchanges is they'll let you deposit before confirming their account. So what happened is I put some money in there, but I hadn't fully verified my account yet. And I got stuck somehow and I couldn't even withdraw the money. But they'll let you put money in before verifying. It's so stupid. So I had money in there locked for I think a couple of years, like maybe 2 or 3. Can't really remember. But then I again recently managed to get in. Yeah, so chat, I'm keeping a close eye on this. What I would want to see is I was thinking maybe like a shotgun to the downside. Let me go on the 30-minute. Well, you see, that thing is like we got this whole range here on the left-hand side. You see this? We got this whole area over here to play. So that's what I'm thinking. Like if we can get like a sell somewhere around here, and we could take a good probability trade to the downside. Also, the hourly is flipped up. It's created a top wick, and now it's flipping down. It's still pretty fresh. It hasn't yet had a move, so I would say that's a pretty good probability. So I'm waiting to see if I can get 1 minute support like it's creating over here, and then wait for confirmation as it comes down again. So it looks like we might get that support. Remember, chat, if you don't understand the trade, or you know, you just don't understand the trade, don't take it. Don't take it, just watch it. Watch it. Get to understand it. Build confidence in it. I was always gonna look for a 20 pip stop loss, but then look and see how that I can reduce that stop and manage some risk. So I'm risk like 2%, but we'll see how we can reduce the risk. I'll try to reduce it as much as possible. So yeah, but definitely we're looking at potential sells here today so far. Let's see how the order flow looks. It's kind of glitching right now. All right, we're like a doji on the order flow. It's just about flipping bearish here. For me, what looks appetizing though is how fresh that hourly looks. It hasn't yet had a move. I would like to see a bit of buy absorption here, which we're getting a small bit of buy absorption. Because as it's moving up, the order flow is actually increasing bearish. So we're going to see. Hopefully Goldie's not going to be too cheeky. At least we don't get too much of the trickle. Let's take it on demo journal and review it. That's what I did when I didn't understand why you took trades. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's the thing we always say, you know, like you should never take a trade if you don't understand it. Like if you don't understand the concept or what's going on here, you shouldn't. Because, you know, like a lot of traders' mentality, they're like very fragile. Like since I started trading online, I realized a lot of people are very fragile. Very fragile. Like they can find a stream Maybe take one winning trade, be super happy. Maybe take another second winning trade, be super happy. Take one loss and then they completely abandon and then they run away and go somewhere else. Like, people are gonna have very fragile mentality in trading. That's what I've noticed over the years. So that's why I say, like, if you don't understand the concept, if you don't understand how we look at our clusters, oh, let me see over here, how we gotta look at our clusters of winning trades, and you know, like, how you're gonna believe in your own system like this, then don't take the trade. Why take the trade? What's the point? Why get lucky for today only, you know? What's the point of that? What? There's no longevity in that. Like, are you here for a long time or a short time? I don't get it. Like, I'm here for a long time. I'm already up for almost 400% on the year. And I'm here for the rest of the year. You're not gonna catch me trading trend lines tomorrow. I'm gonna keep doing this. Until something changes. Until maybe something changes in the market where we're gonna have to adjust the risk, like the stop loss. You know, then we're gonna just adjust the stop loss, if anything, but never adjust the strategy. Always look, if you got a profitable system, just look and see how can you adjust your risk management. Are you in a time of high volume? Are you in a time of low volume? That's really, in my opinion, what would shift. Even for anybody trading like trend lines or fair value gaps or TFX concepts, the concept will remain the same because the market remains the same. It only moves up, sideways, and bearish. Like, the market will never do backflips or anything like this. It will always stay the same. So if the concept is solid, the market and the natural movement will stay the same. The only thing you're going to have to adjust maybe your risk management. You know, maybe it might say reduce more trades. Don't take as many trades as you usually did. Yeah, certain things like that. That's what's going to shift. Because remember, like, success in trading is in your risk. It's hidden. This is what people don't get sometimes. The success is hidden in your risk. Can you control risk? If you're gonna ever have a job at a hedge fund, they're paying you a salary, a very good one at that, to not lose the money. Correct? That's your whole job. Don't lose the money and make some money. But most importantly, just don't lose the money. You're trading somebody's money. You shouldn't lose the money. You're a risk manager. Profits come secondary. All right, I see price here is coming up. The bullish order flow is starting to increase a little bit. We might end up seeing some buys instead. Just got to lock in a bit. Holy, man, look at this. But you see, there's a bit of absorption. It's stuck in the middle now. It's back to being doji. It's not showing a lot of confidence. So we got to give it a bit more time. Yeah, my strategy changed a few times the last 2 years. No, it's always been the same conceptually. What has changed? I can show you even. Look at this. You're talking about 2 years. I can show you my results here from 2021. I think it's 2021 on my Instagram. These are highlights. It's the same strategy. If you're in the mentorship, you watch these videos, you're gonna know. This is from 2021. If you go watch my rules over here. 2021. Yeah, the buyers are coming in, but I'm not seeing a lot of confidence. This is from 2020. Bear, I've been doing this for so long. Man, you guys don't even know. I've been doing this for so long. Look at this. Even since then, we've been taking the same trades, the same signals. The same signals been called out. Look at that. Look at that. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Don't fix it. What is this? Oh yeah, made a nice withdrawal over here. It's not broken, don't fix it. I remember this trade, like what happened yesterday. That was a very nice buy. It was at the bottom of the range. Market was moving sideways. Took this buys at the bottom of the range. Insane. It's a icy markets here. Yeah, I mean, like, the proof is in the pudding, bro. I've been doing this for too long. I've been doing this for way too freaking long. Way too freaking long, bro. And for me, nothing has changed, like, that much. The market has been pretty much the same thing. Because, you know, it's like when you trade a strategy for a long time, it's really good because you really see how it performs throughout different market cycles. You know, a lot of people, like, it's very difficult to first find a profitable system and then run it through market cycles. You know, that's gonna take you time. You can't cheat that time. You're gonna see how it does throughout the years, because some systems actually don't perform as well. You see, like with Trump, it's giving us a lot of volume. And that same system, maybe when Trump is no longer president, it may not perform as well. So for us, we've done low volume, we've done high volume. And that's the history. And the rest is history, as they say. But every trader goes through this process. You know, I think the important thing is to start. Because it always seems like so much work that you gotta do, but like the time is gonna pass anyway. So you might as well just, you know, do it. The time's gonna go anyway. Because I remember when I started trading in 2020 during COVID, like people were having like crazy moves. Just like how we have volume now, there was also volume during COVID. And people were also having these insane moves. But I was still learning. Pen to paper, head down. I wasn't chasing profits. I wasn't chasing funded accounts. But I knew if I didn't start now, where would I be now? You know, it's already been 6 years. Where would I be now if I didn't start then? So the important thing is, like, time is going to go anyway. Do it. Start now. Start learning the concepts. Start locking in. And your future self just thanks you for it. So if you feel like you're missing out on like a lot of profit at the moment, don't worry. Don't worry about these market conditions. Your time will come. All right. This is your version of COVID. Like that was for me COVID. This is like your version of COVID. If you're still in the process. So you're not late. You're on God's timing, which means that you're on time. Short-term absorption, exactly. It's short-term absorption on both sides, waiting for the break. This is gone. It looked like nice sell. Let me look at this over here. Oh, you still took another trade, but I got slipped and tried to hold a 20 pips CP. Should have BE? Yeah, I shoulda, coulda. As soon as it hits 16 pips, right, on futures or spot, man, the best thing to do is usually BE. That's what I've realized. The best thing to do is usually BE. But sometimes it's you kind of wanna see it through, right? Like we had that same scenario happen to us. I think, was it yesterday? And then ended up closing at B in the end. How much do you trade if you have a 9 to 5? Which time? Any time that you have free time is when you should be actively looking to take positions. So, you know, you got to set aside maybe like 1 or 2 hours a day should be enough. That's when. And then the rest of the time you're just kind of like watching, right? Like whenever you can, maybe you're just gonna watch. You're definitely gonna be a bit of a slave to the market in the beginning, which is good because you're putting in the hours. You know, they say you need at least 10,000 hours to be an expert at anything, right? So at least you're clocking in the hours, like being a pilot, right? The pilot gonna clock his hours in when he's in the air. So as a new trader, it's good to be on the chart like that, but it's not good to overtrade, over risk, like actually put your accounts at risk. But it's not bad to, like, you know, paper trade, maybe paper trade most of the time, and then live trade. You shouldn't even be demo trading. Just take like 1 or 2 live trades a day, 1 or 2 hours a day, you know, something like that. That's the best. That, man, that's, if you gotta ask like a doctor what I should do, that's the best advice I can give you. Is paper trade 90% of the time. Paper trade. Study. Go through notes. Backtest. 90%. 10%? That's when you got your free time to do the actual trading, the forward testing, because that's gonna push your psychology also differently. It's different psychology when you put risk on than when you're gonna have risk off. So that 10%, man, you know, it seems like a little, but you're gonna learn a lot from that 10%. Especially when you're journaling all your trades, because you're gonna journal 1 or 2 trades a day. You're not gonna journal 5, 10 trades. You'll get tired of journaling. That 10%, man, it looks so small. It looks so maybe unimportant, but it's just as important as the 90% that you're paper trading. Now 1 or 2 trades you're gonna take a day. And then the lessons come in slowly like that, you know? You're gonna get like maybe 1 or 2% better every day. And you just keep showing up. That's all that it is, man. That's what life is. It's very difficult to rush processes. But then you're gonna have like overnight, they're gonna feel like this. The growth gonna be exponential. It feels like nothing, and then like all of it, but it's actually growing, but all of a sudden it feels exponential. That's the best way I would describe it. You know, it's kind of like also, I always love using gym as a way to compare trading and then gym. It's like with gym, you know, when you're trying to lose fat, you don't realize that you're losing fat, and then one morning you wake up lean, right? Who's experienced that before? Like one morning you just wake up lean because you done like your process, and one of these mornings you just wake up lean and you're like, whoa, what is this? I haven't seen this number on the weight scale. Oh man, look at this lighting over here. I haven't seen this kind of shadows. This kind of shadows on my belly before. You know, like that's how it is, man. You get kind of like surprise yourself and you're like, whoa, look at this progress, bro. Look at the progress that I've made. That's what it is. That's how you trick the universe to giving you everything that you want. It just keeps showing up. And then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, oh, that actually worked. Look at this. I'm waiting for a sell over here, but I would love to see a bit more seller aggression. It's literally like a doji, but it's setting up. I'm barely even started. Man, and you know the thing I love about the process, you don't care about the numbers. You don't care about the numbers. You know, because I've been live streaming for such a long time now, but you know the true value that I get out of live streaming, it's not about the numbers, it's not about the likes, it's not about growing a brand necessarily at this point. At least if I want to grow a brand, I'll be showing different things, but because I'm learning from you guys. You might not know this, but you guys are actually pushing me to be a better trader. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing order flow. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be up 18.88%. You know, because it's that discourse of ideas and wanting to just be better, like putting yourself in different environment to give yourself a chance to be better. Like 100%. So that's the value that I've gotten from this whole social media thing so far here. So it's like, it's like, you know, we're gonna support each other. We're gonna support each other. You make me a better trader, I make you a better trader. So that's the thing. So, you know, I think hats off to you guys for that. And hopefully you find value as we keep going and building this community as well. Because, you know, at the end of the day, that's what we also want to do. We want to have a bigger community too, right? So, you know, at the end of the day, I do have to say stuff like, come on, guys, smash that like button. You know, stop being stingy with the likes. It takes like a second. I appreciate you tuning in and watching as well, even if you don't like. But yeah, like would help. Would help the channel grow, I think. Yeah, I'm getting prepped up here. Because I see it's moving up, but I don't think it's safe to take a buy just yet. I'm still seeing a bit of like seller aggression. Hey man, I was one of the early subscribers when you had less than 1K. Holy, let's go. Man, I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, man. And if you watched me when I was at 1K, I was still fairly young. Mentally and everything. Like, sure, I was making money. Like in the real world. But, you know, there's a certain thing about... I didn't experience the rugged growing up phase. You know, because when I started trading, I had only just started working. Because majority of the time I was in school. So I never developed like honestly like there's a growing up phase that I kind of missed there, which, you know, like if you were watching me since then, I had money, but like I was still a kid, and in some senses I am feeling still like a kid today, but yeah, I don't think that's too important anyway. I'm waiting for a sell here if we start a break below 44.82. Yeah, because my freaking family always tells me that life should be difficult. That's I guess that's why I'm bringing it up. Because they always tell me like life should be difficult. But like for me, it's never clocked to me why it should be difficult. You know, it's because like everybody is responsible for their own financial situation. Like nothing is given to anybody. Like you, at the end of the day, I still gotta work and put myself in those positions to get lucky. You know what I mean? So whenever people tell me that, man, I don't like it. Because for my kids, I want my kids also to gonna have like a very comfortable life. You know, I want it normal for them to have a comfortable life. That's the whole idea behind generational wealth. Like imagine your ancestors up until this freaking point. You know, this is always a hard thing for me to understand. My whole family tree, for example, up until this point, you're telling me not a single person was able to like really create that generational wealth. Like just think about it. Like since the beginning of fucking time, you wouldn't exist here today if your family tree and everything did not exist since the beginning of freaking time and have that lineage. You wouldn't exist today. So I'm like, man, not a single fucking person left a single fucking dollar all these years? I find that crazy, chat. Isn't that like a wild idea? So for me, it's different. For me, it's like, come on, you gotta be the one that breaks that chain. You know, you can't be restarting every single time. That doesn't make sense. Why are we hitting a restart button every single time? We should be building, not restarting, right? All right, I see some bit of sell aggression starting to come in here. We got some nice rejections on the highs as well. Order flow is starting to kick up. This is a rejection zone I'm looking at here. I see potential sells. The good thing is the daily time frame is bearish. Oh, futures spiked, but we didn't really move yet. That was weird. Oh yeah, sell aggression's increasing quite nice. Sell aggression is increasing quite nice. We need a bumper clot? Yes. Waiting for a bumper clot here. I think it's absorbing some more buyers. You see, also, it's weird. Like, did you see the wick just appeared there? But, like, price didn't even move there. Because I'm looking at the spot gold chart. We were moving up at the time. And then there was, like, a weird wick that just appeared there. But I think if it moved maybe on... Maybe it moved on some areas, but it might have been like a small absorption, like it's tricking the buyers. It's absorbing buyers here before the move. In the beginning, people shall call it luck when you make it and wouldn't know how hard you fell. Yes, exactly. Like I don't know, like what people think. They think people who find success don't suffer. You know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of suffering and there's a lot of pain and all of these sacrifices that need to be made. And then they think it's just luck. They think it's just like some kind of a luck. All right, that also appeared quite fast. I'm looking to get in here. Watch that 1 minute flip on spot. Lock in, lock in. $20 pips stop loss. Waiting for it to come down here. That's gonna be the 1 minute flip and break of the wick. It wants to push down. It wants to push down. I don't know why it's taking its sweet time here. Probably like when this candle here flips, then I'll get triggered. Wait for it. SMA is holding beautifully. We got 8 SMA hold. Yeah, I got triggered here. Now I'm waiting to see if we can get like a follow through. I'm seeing nice sell aggression though. We should be coming down. I don't know why it's struggling here, but we should be pushing down. SMA is holding beautifully as well there. Daily trend is bearish. Order flow is bearish. Come on, Goldie. Don't be cheeky today. Just pay out, Goldie. Just pay out. You can do whatever you want after this move. All right, very nice, very nice. Stop loss to break even. Thank you very much. W's in the chat. Let's go, baby, bleed. Holy! Holy damn! Let's go. Something. The GOAT. Leave some W's in the chat. No, you cannot enter this function. Don't really know lose to know he do always be up to something. Make blow too bright, fiddle. Blessings fall when me am it. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Very nice. Very, very nice. Man, imagine I just held a little bit. Look at this candle here. I just needed to hold like just 1 minute. Not even a minute, a few seconds. This is like 109 pips. I just needed to hold a few more seconds. Damn, Daniel. Yeah, that's a huge dump. Alright, nice. Got some dub over here. Oh, clean entry, clean entry. Clean entry. Look at this entry over here. Look at this entry over here. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. You had your TP at 2-1. I'm sick. A W. Oh, nice. Oh, you got your TP at a 1-1 there. I'll use another shot. Do you use 2 monitors? I use 3 monitors and my phone. That's TFX concepts, baby. Refinement. We don't wait in trades, man. Why wait in a trade, bruh? Why are you gonna wait in a trade for what? What are you waiting in a trade for? Just get your entries right. That's why it's important. That's why it's important to, for me, it's more important to focus on the entry and not the stop loss. A lot of people will wait on the stop loss. Like, oh, you got a big enough stop loss. Really, it's not gonna hit. Like, put too much weight on the stop loss. Let's put a lot more effort in your entry, you know, because don't worry about the stop. The risk is variable. You can change the risk, you know. As price progresses, you can lose less. That's variable. You got to focus on where is the highest probability entry that I can get a trade. Otherwise, man, I don't know, you got a lot of uncertainty to deal with before the market actually moves. But what we're trying to catch, and the whole idea behind TFX concepts, is this. You see the candle move here? Why do you think candle move like this? It's not just because of us, TFX concepts. It's because we're getting in a certain scenario where there's always a higher probability of volume coming out of wherever that TFX central confirmation is going to be. It's just going to be a higher probability area. People around the world can get in for different reasons, but you want to have your strategy be in these high probability areas where you're going to have like majority of people see the value in the position, and then orders are going to be pushed in. You know, that's what kind of trading is. It's like being really good at auctioning or seeing value where people cannot see value. That's kind of how I would describe it. All right, so let's go and journal this trade over here. We should be up 20% now in the month. About 2.21%. Let's put this there. Let's put this here. Here, let's put this here. This was at... Yeah, when did that 5-minute flip? Well, the 5-minute open? 5:51. Oh no, it flipped at 4:50. Yeah, so that puts us 21.09%. Almost hitting 400%. I think we can hit 400% by maybe Friday. Gonna see if we can get it on Friday or Monday latest. Oh, bleed Goldie. Come on now. It's 21.09, yeah. 0.09. Man, I wish there was a type of a bomber clot that we typically get, because see the way that 1 minute moved. This is the kind of movement I want to see before the TPs get hit. You know, it's much easier than to capitalize a little bit more on it. Like if it spikes before the TP gets hit. But in this scenario, it hit TP first. Let's see this. Going to study more this week, but it's amazing conference at TFX. You can see the target zones. They're definitely now for their live. Man, you know, Ricardo, what I find so crazy? I find so crazy that this auto flow thing actually works. But used correctly, right? Used correctly, like it gives you some kind of a confidence or like some kind of a clarity, because you know, like most of the time, okay, I had one mentor that put it in my head that these things, they're not good to look at. They're, you know, they don't work. But yeah, for sure, 100%, man, they do work. They do work this if you know how to use it, right? You gotta be able to use it with a technical concept, a mechanical plan. But if you just use it like that, it's not gonna work. If you're just looking at bubbles flying in here and there, I don't think it's gonna work. But yeah, amazing, really amazing. Really amazing. You need PA, but this is confidence, give you conviction. Yep. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people, they struggle with it because they haven't done the foundational work. So they're just trying to use it. You see, that's what I always say. Life and everything always goes back to your foundation. You fall to the level of your habits, not to the level of your success. So if you got a good foundation, you can build on top of it. Anything. One-to-one has made me see consistent progress. It was a good night. I found 1K. Oh yeah, I mean one-to-one definitely very nice. You're gonna see a lot more wins. You're gonna learn a lot more from one-to-ones too. But whether to fund your account, I would say not yet. You need to at least have 25 trades of consistency. You know, where you can say I consistently followed this rule book. And out of 25 trades, then I have some kind of like consistent progress. Then that's just the beginning, right? That's like, let's just say 1 month. If you can do that another month and see the same result, very nice. You know what they do in coffee farming? In coffee farming, when you're testing a new coffee bean, you have to drink 5 cups of coffee. So you're going to eliminate external factors. You're going to eliminate internal factors. You know, you taste this one and you say, okay, this tastes, because what you're trying to see with the coffee bean is if it's consistent, if the taste is consistent. So you do like 5 cups. And you know, like with trading, you got to think of it like the same way. So you got to have like at least a quarter. Let's say you got to have 3 cups of your results, and then it'll give you like a good idea of the consistency. But you know, the first sip, the first cup, it's a good sign. Already gonna give you some good idea. You know, you gotta have a foundation, a sense of what to expect. You're gonna taste the body. You're like, oh, you know, this pretty nice body over here. The notes and all that stuff. It gives you an expectation for the next sip. But you see, you have to take pride, bro. In trading and anything in life, man, if you want to be a shark, you got to take pride in your work, bro. You know, like for those of you who are like coffee drinkers and you love coffee, have you ever wondered like why one day the coffee you're drinking, it tastes so amazing, but the next day the same coffee you're drinking, it doesn't taste the same? Because the company hasn't taken pride in their craft. Yeah, they can make a good coffee, but you're going to have a different coffee experience every time because they haven't done the consistency work. Man, you got to be very anal. Man, I truly believe if I start any business, I'm going to succeed in that business because I'm super anal about like the details. I'm going to succeed in anything, bro. Literally. The only problem is time. You know, you just can't have like that much time in a day to get super good, to clock in those 10,000 hours. That's the only thing that I would say holds a lot of people back. TFX coffee coming soon? Yeah, it would be nice. I don't even drink coffee, but I love the smell of coffee. I love the idea behind coffee. They say we would never have had the enlightenment without coffee, because people are gonna like stay up a lot longer and put in a lot more hours. But TFX coffee would be sick. But I remember they gotta have like some traders have their own energy drinks. I feel like people should invest in prop firm because rules teaches you lessons and humbles you. I mean, you're gonna only pay a higher tuition fee in the end because, you know, if you end up blowing your prop firm account, and it depends on how much are you even paying for the prop firm, it could be cheaper, financially more wiser to just go with a live account and then just experiment there, because essentially what you're doing is sandboxing. And you don't want to sandbox in a potentially expensive sandbox, you know. So you're gonna keep your risk low. Remember, this is what trading is. Your idea of how to manage risk is gonna start when you not only in the charts, but in terms of your own thinking. So if you think like it's less risky to trade a funded account, you know, I'll play the devil's advocate and tell you that I don't think it's less risky to trade a funded account, because what people will tell you is it's less risky to trade a 20k funded account than it is to trade your own 20k funds, right? What I will tell you is you shouldn't even be trading 20k in the first place. Like, why are you even trading to 20k in the first place? Bro, if you can be successful on a $500 account, at the end of the day, all you're trying to do is get this thing to always hit take profit. Like, even if you're not trading any money, all you're trying to do is get this thing here to hit take profit and this thing here to reduce the risk. So, you know, like you got to be very careful about the things that you say. It's just the same way like people will say, oh, you know, maybe I can lose more weight if I had a treadmill. Yeah, but like you could also do 10,000 steps, maybe if you have enough space in your house, or you could even go outside and go for a run and do 10,000 steps. You know, like people gonna say like, oh, if I had this camera, I can make this. But dude, these are all excuses, bro. It's like the skill is within you. You don't need a certain account size in the beginning. You need results. You need to win more than you lose, regardless of if it's funded or live or whatever it is. But for sure, if you're paying $200 per funding account and you're not profitable and you're blowing funded accounts because you have bad habits, this is going to cost you a lot more. You know, because with funded, the problem with that, it's a carrot which is always hanging like this. Because you have a chance to maybe get that payout. And you're on social media and you're seeing a lot of people getting these payouts on funded accounts. So it's like a forever dangling carrot, which is distracting you from what you should be doing. Not caring about the money in the beginning. The money will come. I guarantee you guys this. Okay? There's no guarantees on this channel. This is all educational content here. But focus on the damn process, man. I traded a $500 account my whole first year. I'm making almost 4K today. My whole first year, I did $500 basically. There are people who started at 2020 with me still blowing accounts up to this day. And the thing is, you don't want to waste time. You don't want to waste time. You want to move correct. Trust me, man. Like, these people I started with, let me tell you, I used to be part of this Discord. Discord and Instagram. It was me and 3 other guys. And we would always share ideas, we'd share books, we'd share analysis. Man, slowly, one by one, each guy started disappearing for like various freaking reasons, right? And I think most of the time it's just discouragement. Until at the end, man, I was left alone in that group because I was actually just trying to learn how to trade. I think these guys were going to be chasing something else. And now, where are those guys now? Where are they? I don't know where they are. But I don't think it worked out for them. I don't think it did. Because, you know, you're going to be here for the long term or you're going to be here for the short term. So you got to make that decision. You got to get, you know, they're going to tell you got to get your why. Your why right. As quickly as possible. Right? So you don't have regrets. So you don't look back. Because, you know, a lot of people, sometimes they give so much to something and then they regret it later. They start saying, oh, you know, I wish I did this. I wish I did. Man, you know, when I started trading, I was still a student. I was working a part-time job. I didn't have a lot of money. And, you know, these thoughts used to come into my head like, bro, I could have traveled more with my girlfriend. We could have gone to like all these countries. We could have done all these cool things. When I started thinking about the amount of money and time that I wasted on the charts. Right? But then I started remembering, no, this is what I wanted. This was a sacrifice that I made. This is why I kept waking up in the morning. This is why I kept not going to events, not showing up with people, not willing to really make new friends because I didn't have time for them. And that always talking to me. I'm like, okay, I'm making the right decision here. No regrets. Right? So get your why in place. And it needs to come from a place of integrity. If it's coming from a place of greed, fear or whatever, man, it's not gonna last you long enough. Because you're gonna get discouraged. Be like water, my friend. Even water with the right consistency over years can shape any rock. It can make the hardest rock into the smoothest of pebbles. But you have to be like water, my friend. So you grew 500? No. That I had to get a funded account, bro. You can't grow 500 to 50K. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. But you see, the thing is now at least you have the skill. Right? So nothing gonna stand in your way. One thing nobody can take away from you is skill. I mean, you gotta take away your money from you. You know, anything can happen to you, but they can't take your skill away from you. You make it back. The greatest investment you're ever gonna make in your life is on you, on yourself. Because remember, you can't help anybody if you first don't help yourself as well. So you are your greatest asset. So, you know, get into a good habit of investing in yourself and get your why right. That way, no regrets. Even like, I remember one of the courses that I bought, the guy actually turned out to be a scammer, right? But I didn't actually hold any remorse against him because he did teach me stuff of value, right? Because from my perspective, I was investing in myself. I wasn't investing in his lifestyle, right? Whatever that I got from that was way more valuable than what my ego would feel that, oh, you know, this guy did me dirty. No, you see, that's because I invested in myself and I took value as much as I could from that experience. You know, like that was just something I was thinking about. I took 9 trades last month, 5 wins, 4 loss. How can I increase my trade frequency? That's gonna come down to your strategy. So some trade strategies, they don't give you enough frequency. So what ends up happening is people are gonna have low frequency, they increase their risk. So you'll see they'll risk maybe like 10% a trade, 30% a trade. Some people can even take, like Warren Buffett says, if you can make 1 or 2 good decisions in a year, like for him, that's his metric. So you can think of like maybe 1 or 2 trades in a year. But you know, once they're put on, they're gonna be like a very high confluence. So you're gonna increase maybe potentially even your risk. You trade 1 hour demand and supply. It sounds very, very novice, if I'm being honest to you. 1 hour supply and demand. It sounds a bit vague. It sounds a bit vague. You know, a supply and demand. Basically, you know what the difference even between those two are? Is a supply and demand is just more of a general area. So a demand zone, this is like a general zone, and this is a supply zone. And what a support resistance is more of a refined area. So you got like something like this, resistance, support. You see, now you're getting into the nitty gritty. So maybe you're gonna say like you sell support, sell support, buy resistance, maybe type of strategy like this. And then whatever confluences that you use, order flow, maybe some SMAs, some clean ranges, some market direction. You see, that's what builds the system. But supply demand is too open. And also because the problem with supply and demand, that openness also creates a lot of risk, right? Because when a trade comes like this and starts bouncing here, every time you're getting new candles open, it's no longer necessarily the same trade. Although in hindsight, it looks like it, in reality, the variables are always constantly shifting. And it's something that a lot of traders, I don't know if they see it or I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but the variable is forever changing. That's the reason why we're able to lose so little and make so much more. It's because we take advantage of that variable shift. Do I remember what course it was? Yeah, I don't want to mention any names. Because I still got value from him, so I don't want to like throw him under the bus or anything, you know? He was still important in my journey. Any more order flow giveaways? Oh no, we gave them all away. Oh nice, we got a nice chart over here. Let's see, delta bullish and candle red, buyer's absorption, break of support. The break of support over here. Oh, did you switch up the template a bit? Yeah, you got a bit more information. This candle red absorption, breaker support. Yeah, very nice, man. Let's see here. Buyer absorption. Yeah. You can also see with the follow through here. On that next, look at the way the next candle just ripped. 3.9 million there. Trade was with the many confluences. 1 hour shotgun with buy absorption of the break. Then you just wait for Delta to do the flip and get set up a lower TF. Push sell because Delta will bullish. For some time until Delta flip. Let's see the process. Everything after that, it's a psychological struggle to increase lot sizes and maintain the most flawless execution of the process possible. Yeah, that's true. That's where I would say that's where definitely the maturity comes in. That's where the maturity part comes in. This is my Sage increase. It will be a win to trade my 5k live account the same way I trade 20k. Yeah, there's something about that natural maturity that you also just need, right? It comes from being technical to being natural. And that's where I feel like true mastery is in anything. Like not needing training wheels almost. Because what the time most people are looking for is like the perfect training wheel that's gonna tell you 1 + 1 = 2. But if you can break away from this, then you really start to amaze yourself. You know, last month, for example, let me tell you what we did last month. Last month, 77%. Last month, 77%. All trades taken live. This month, 21%. You know, and then when you start really locking in and feeling certain plays, you know, sometimes you feel like certain plays are going to be good. Like we had yesterday on the buys during pre-London session. You know that maturity I'm talking about? That's what you need. That's what you need. Game freaking changer right there. And you know it. And y'all know it too. Y'all know it too. There's some of these trades that you're taking that deep, somehow in your gut, you feel like this is going to play out this certain way. High probability setups. And then it ends up playing the way you thought it would play out. What prop did I start with? I recommend FTMO. Your supply and demand's more like break and retest. Then I use 5-minute for entry confirmation. Oh, yeah, that's tricky over there because if you're drawing support resistance, supply demand on the hourly, let's say it does break in a retest. So it's maybe something like this comes down and then you enter on the 5-minute. Okay, it could be like a refined entry to get the push, provided you know what you're doing. Because sometimes people mix up the time frames, where they could take a trade on the 5-minute, but they're having let's say like a huge stop loss. You see, so now the time frame and the stop loss, it's not going together. A 5-minute time frame should have tighter stop losses, in my opinion. Just the same way if you trade a 4-hour time frame, you'll have a much bigger stop loss. So yeah, that's something you can look at. Because I would say like every system gonna have like some kind of a balance, right? You need to have some kind of a balance. You can't be executing on the 1 minute and then you have like 200 pips stop loss. Preferred backtesting tool. Oh yeah, we're gonna do a simulation this Saturday. I will try find time. We're gonna have a simulation, but we're gonna use SoftFX. SoftFX. Are you a full-time trader? Yes. I always get faked out. Well then, either adjust your strategy or find a confluence for it. Find like a confluence that can help you avoid the fake outs. For me, I use the order flow here. I use order flow. If you don't have the order flow, then sometimes you just have to maybe reduce the frequency of trades you're taking, because any system taken throughout the day is going to be a losing system. You can't just be taking trades back to back to back. You will end up losing at the end. Oh, you might have like a good day, but like in the long run, the market's really good at long run. You'll just end up losing. Your PNL will just go down like this. That is London Bomber Clap. Yeah, that's it, man. That was the wave. You see it's even become quiet now. If you notice, we just had some V-shaped reversals. Market came out to take out the pigs. The greedy sellers over here were still holding positions. And now it's recalibrating. It's getting set up again. But yeah, you can see it's kind of calmed down a bit as well. There's also no entry confirmation. That's why it's calmed down. But the next time you see a TFX entry confirmation, the probabilities again starts to increase. The volume, the speculation, the interest, it starts to go up again. Then maybe you get stuck in. How does the order flow work? If new, I only see numbers go up there. Yeah, basically it shows you the market activity. Who's got like higher, who's more in control. You can read by bearish nodes. You can read by point of controls, delta, CVD. It's really good at just showing you what to expect from the certain area you're thinking of getting a position. Just like we had a sell over here. You could have made 140 bucks? Damn, Daniel. You exited at $4, you could have made 140 bucks. It's okay, man. The market is abundant. Bro, abundancy. And just because it's abundant doesn't mean you gotta trade like 24/7. You know, but if you miss a move, don't worry. You didn't catch this move, you catch the next one. It's setting up here again soon. Just know what you're looking for and you're solid. What's your strategy in a nutshell? Volume. Volume. Volume, liquidity grabs, breakouts, confluence, timing. How'd you solve overtrading or revenge trading? Man, you just take like 1 or 2 trades a day. That's how you're gonna solve overtrading or revenge trading. Give yourself 1 or 2 good probability trades where when you take the trade, you say, I'm happy to lose this trade. So if you lose the first one, okay, maybe you're still within your risk parameters for the day. That's 1% down. Let's say your total drawdown is like 3%. or maybe like 2.5%. Give yourself a bit of a buffer. Let's say 2.5%. Right? You take your next trade, best probability trade that you can possibly take at that time, and that's how you avoid it. Because if you start taking trades like half-assed trades, you're gonna easily overtrade. All right? You're gonna easily revenge trade. So take meaningful trades. That's how you're gonna solve that problem. Man, I traded 103 trades for 6 years pretty much. Pretty much 6 years here. 103 trades a day. That's how you solve it. But you know, as you get better, you're gonna maybe be able to take more trades, but better control trades. Because you see, if you're increasing trades, you have to decrease risk. You can't increase trades and increase risk. Because remember, at the end of the day, all you're trying to do is protect your account. You're just trying to balance this, right? So increase trades, decrease risk. Just the same way as you only increase your lot size, like 1 lot, 2 lot, 3 lot, only when you're seeing good performance. So you're also decreasing risk in a different way as well. You see good performance, you can increase risk, lot size, instead of doing the opposite of what people usually do, is when they're having a bad time, they want to increase their risk so they can make it back to the top. Right? And now it becomes a very tricky area here, because that's how accounts get blown. Right? Sometimes you get lucky and you say, God, I'm never going to do this again. Please let this trade play out. But most of the time, all you're doing is proving to your subconscious that you can't trust yourself. And that means that in the future, that devil is going to come on your shoulder again, and then you're going to have to deal with a very shitty situation of making that money back. Man, I knew this one guy made like $1 million. Right? I think he traded for like 3-4 years. Bro lost it in like 2 days. Bro lost it in like 2 days. I'm not going to mention any names. If you know, you know. So that's what you got to look out for. That devil on your shoulder, man, they're going to come and bite you later. Especially in trading. That one bad habit is like a poison. You know, you're going to put like a concentrated juice into clean water, right? It looks so small until you start mixing it. You mix that shit, man, the water changes color. You're like, damn, what happened here? You know, that small bad habit, that little drop. That little drop can do damage. So you gotta see what those drops are for your psychology, for your trading plan. What is that drop, chat? What is that drop? Well, what's holding you back? Is it over trading, over revenge trading? Oh man, look at this. Oh, volume coming in here. Market participants increasing. Look at that. They're trying to break out. They're trying to break out. Hourly fluctuating. Beautiful top wick. The only issue here is there's no setup unless you just take it off the rip, like as it starts to break these lows, anticipating that with that 30-minute liquidity grab over here, the next candlesticks can move down and fill this range on the... Oh no, we're already coming down towards support. But I know that's a clean range on the 4-hour. Yeah, maybe like the 4-hour can move over here. You're gonna see the 4-hour move. I mean, there is a lot of selling pressure at the moment though. But we're not seeing much of a breakout. We're seeing more of like actually more of like a shotgun. Am I religious? You know, it's funny you asked me that because I downloaded the Bible yesterday and I thought I would like when I got free time just to like listen to it. I'm not religious, but I feel like it's a book that, I mean, like I want to get like an audiobook. You say it like this. In the beginning, just to like listen. and see what's in there, you know. But I'm not really religious, but I do believe in a God. But not like in this type of way. Yeah, I especially wanted to read the scary one, you know. I think is that Genesis or Exodus. But the scary one. Which one is that, chat? Which Bible is that? Is it Genesis or Exodus? It sounds like Exodus. Book of Enoch? Book of Enoch? Isn't that something else? Isn't Book of Enoch the alien book thing? Whoa, what is that guy's name? Let's see. Book of Enoch. Scholars agree ancient collection of Jewish apocalyptic text written by multiple anonymous authors over several centuries between 3rd century BC. Oh yeah. Yeah, something like this. Something like this. That is creepy. I don't know why I find it creepy sometimes. Religion, you know? It's... I would say just listen. God speaks to you every day. He speaks to you in whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Just listen. Just get really good at listening to that voice. I think it's more powerful than people who go party on Saturday and sin throughout the week and then go on church on Sunday. You know, like people are gonna go to church to make themselves feel better and then do these bad things throughout the week. I would say like on a day-to-day basis, just pay attention to that little subtle voice in your head. It's a very quiet one. You know, that's why you always say the loud minority, yeah? Because the majority of your thoughts are very loud. But it's that very subtle voice which makes the whole of a lot difference. You know? There's always a way to look at things. And that's my relationship with religion. Trying to find the positive way of looking at things. So if someone screws me over, for example, I could look at that and say, should I fight this guy? You know, should I do something to this guy? Or should I just take it as a lesson and say, okay, you know, this happened to me here now, but I've learned this lesson. It's not going to happen to me later. You know, it's going to happen. The older you get, man, the older you get, you're going to have so many of these scenarios to deal with people, you know, especially when it comes to money. You know, sometimes I have these ventures where I get kind of screwed over, but I look at the amount of money that I get screwed over and I'm like, is it worth taking this guy to court? Is it worth dealing with this guy? Or do I just almost thank him for the lesson, which is more invaluable than he's given me? You know, so that's my way of forgiveness and my tie to religion. But in terms of like reading a Bible and going to church and feeling good about myself because I did the activity, then I don't do such a thing. I don't do such a thing. I don't do such a thing. Practice is always better. Volume, clean zones, clean market structure. That's all we need. Yes. You see it's moving down here. There's a lot of seller aggression. So you might see continue bleed. The only issue for me here is, okay, now you have like a small break in a retest situation. But we don't have that explosive setup that we like to see. We have break and retest potentially, but this is a higher time frame play. It's more of like a 4 hour to come down like this. More of a 4 hour. But yeah, religion's good, chat. Religion's good. I got some Muslim friends and they say you know, sometimes when they experience very odd things in the middle of the night, right? Like 3 a.m. in the morning or something, they experience something odd or have a weird dream, or they experience sleep paralysis or something of the sort. They just put on the Quran. They put on the Quran, and then the Quran plays for a bit, and then they feel more at peace. I have this one friend. He says he sees ghosts, right? Like he sees his dead uncle or grandfather, right? Like it's crazy, bro. Like I'm like, what do you mean you see ghosts, bro? You're right. Okay, but like that's what he says, and he believes in these things, and he says, like, you know, whenever he sages the house, man, he already feels good, like spiritually and everything. So I think everybody just gotta find what it is that works for them, right? So if going to church and playing the Quran in the middle of the night when you feel uneasy, or doing those practices make you feel good, then do them. Amazing. Do it. Alright guys, smash that like button, support the stream, would appreciate it. What app is that? It's called Bible. It's the one with like 50k. Yeah, 50k rating, 50k, I think, reviews on the App Store. I was waiting to see if there's gonna be a payment thing. I was like, man, if there's a payment thing in here, that's kind of messed up. But yeah, I haven't seen like any payment thing yet. Seems like everything's free. I think it's the full thing. It's a full Bible, the audiobook. So we're gonna give this a listen over here. You see, I think like Genesis got about 50. I don't know what you call it. 50 chapters. The thing I like about it, it's also open to interpretation, right? That's what it is. Like, people are gonna interpret it differently. You know, like something deep, if we're talking about spirituality, is like during my initial phase of learning to trade, there always used to be this kind of like a light that was like a kind of spotlight that I could see from the outside of my bedroom, right? And I always used to imagine like that light is basically like God. Like there's just this light hidden behind, like, you know, a little bit of bushes, but it was like a bright light, kind of like one of those construction LED lights type of light. I always just think like, I always used to look at that light and think, man, this is somehow God, you know, this somehow God like telling me to keep going. And as long as that light was on, like, then I would feel good. So that's how I practice religion, like more practically somehow to keep myself motivated. I read the entire Bible in this app every year. Oh, nice. What's your favorite book? The Secret. If you have not yet watched The Secret or read this book called The Secret, you're freaking missing out. You're freaking missing out on everything. Let me show you how the book looks. Bro, pick this book up today. Right now, find a way to download this book. Right here. Rhonda Byrne. Find a way to get this book in your hands today. Today. This is the inception of everything that I am today. I give it all to this book. Everything that I know, everything that I am as a being, I give it to this book right over here. The Secret. I believed in this book so much, I got a tattoo of it here in my chest that says believe. That's how much I believed in this book. Man, it's like that book was like the missing piece in my brain or something, you know? But if you can't get the book and you like visual learning, then just type in YouTube The Secret. You see, this one has like 3.7 million views. Oh, that's the trailer. But this is the full one here. It has 1.2 million. 1.2 million. You can watch this. Instead of watching the new episode of Euphoria, which is also 1 hour, 30 minutes long, you can watch The Secret. Look at this thing. I don't know if I'm gonna get copyrighted here.
I began to remember the greatest mysteries revealed to me. Anything is possible. I trained teachers who knew the
service and giving that which.
Bro, the quality is trash, man. 6 years ago, but you probably find a better quality somewhere. But it's watchable.
It's simply attesting to the fact that we are human creatures, physically present, but we have minds and we have spirits. So we exist in more than just one plane. We might even be multidimensional beings with
Go and forgive.
Just trust me. I don't know if this is the actual one. Wait, this doesn't seem like. This does not seem like the actual movie. The Secret. Wait, this doesn't seem like the one. Wait, let me try and find the actual one here. I kind of remember it slightly differently.
Mental healing, healing in relationships.
All of this.
Yeah, I remember it more like this.
Because of knowing how to apply the secret.
This is the great secret of life.
Freaking sick. Read the book and watch that 20-minute video. I send the link in the description there. W's in their shot. Law of attraction. So we're gonna manifest today now. We've manifested some wins. Awesome. What should we manifest next in our day? Man, I wish I could manifest some sun right now. I wish I could manifest some sun. And start with the smaller things. When you get to the actual application, because there's the book, then there's gonna be the application, right? When you start doing your vision boards, don't put these crazy things on your vision boards necessarily. Like, put things you can actually achieve within a year. Like every year, I have a vision board, and every year I look at the images and then replace them. but I have just enough that I can accomplish in the year, which is possible. And then maybe like 1 or 2, which is like really ambitious, obviously, but we want to be able to tick that off the vision board as you're getting shit done. Boom, boom, boom. And the whole idea behind that is to give you, to keep reinforcing your why and to keep you on the road to where it is that you want to head towards, right? Because life can get very busy and sometimes you can lose your way. And having that vision board, like every now and then you gotta look at it and be like, okay, you know, like I set this path out, then I gotta focus and look and see if I'm still on that path, if I'm still heading towards this direction. You're surprised, man. You start ticking things off that vision board, you're like, damn. It's kind of like having a 1-to-1 risk reward. Because you kind of want to have something achievable, right? You don't want to go always for like a 1 to 10 or something incredibly high. But if you can just get enough wins under your belt, you start feeling more trusting in the process, right? You get like a little reward. And that's the secret. And that's the secret right there. Especially in the beginning of anybody trading journey, is having a bit of wins, seeing that come to fruition, and then later working to see how can you consistently keep this up. It's not a matter of wishful thinking. It's more of having a vision and working towards it, you know? Prince 931, top secret. Yes, sir. People use it everywhere. They use the secret in Wall Street. The secret is used in everything. Literally everything. Even amazing directors, when they create this amazing movies, series, products, all these people, they use the secret. They all use the secret. You see the people in Shark Tank as well, Mark Cuban, all these guys, they all use the secret. Mr. Wonderful, all these guys, they all use the secret. Have you read or seen the movie What the Beep Do We Know? It's a quantum physics behind the secret. This is everything. Yes. Man, not only that. Oh my days. Thank you for even bringing that up. Thank you for... I can even show you practically the secret in action. Because, you know, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I gotta believe in science, bro. Wait, let me show you. You gotta believe in science, man. What's this conspiracy thing? Believe in science. The secret can actually be seen in action. Look at this. Have you ever heard of the two-slit experiment?
At the screen, we see a pattern on the back wall where they went through the slit and hit. Now, if we add a second slit, we would expect to see a second band duplicated to the right.
So these are basically light particles that are shining onto a wall.
Now, let's look at waves. The waves hit the slit and radiate out, striking the back wall with the most intensity directly in line with the slit. The line of brightness on the back screen shows that intensity.
So think of these waves like your thoughts.
Similar to the line.
It's the same thing like what these Chinese, I don't know, Japanese experiments they did with water, and seeing how different music can affect the crystals that are being formed like within the water, I don't know what you call it, water particles. Like the type of energy that you bring. If it's a bad energy or a good energy, it actually affects the shape of the crystals.
Marbles make. But when we add the second slit, something different happens. If the top of one wave meets the bottom of another wave, they cancel each other out. So now...
Wait, but this is the part I want you to see.
Let's fire a stream through one slit. it behaves just like the marble, a single band. So, if we shoot these tiny bits through 2 slits, we should get, like the marbles, 2 bands. What? An interference pattern. We fired electrons.
Wait.
Actually goes through the
It's
other.
right here.
All of these possibilities are in superposition with each other. Physicists were completely baffled by this. So they decided to peek and see which slit it actually
This is a trippy part.
They put a measuring device by one slit to see which one it went through and let it fly. But the quantum world is far more mysterious than they could have imagined. When they observed, the electron went back to behaving like a little marble. It produced a pattern of 2 bands, not an interference pattern of many. The very act of measuring or observing which slit it went through meant it only went through one, not both. The electron decided to act differently, as though it was aware it was being watched.
How sick is that?
It was here that physicists stepped forever into the strange, never world of quantum events. What is matter?
Yeah, but I gotta watch that. What's that movie called? What the beep do we know? I haven't seen it. But I like where this is going. Man. I get excited about these things because I've seen it firsthand. It work in life, bro. So whenever I have these conversations with people, like, and they know about it, it's very, very interesting. It's very, very interesting. That's what the people doing. That's Aquila, everything that makes the secret real. And that looking at it changes the way it behaves. Man, I don't know, but that's that for me is everything, bro. Like the way you literally see things is it's gonna shape your reality, you know, and then you can decide how you want this whole thing to go. You gotta decide the longevity of what it is that you're trying to do. I'm surprised they don't teach this in school. We're getting a small breakout over here. We want to break below 44.70, 71. Potential break. Nice little rejections over here as well. We don't really have any psychological marks though. So what's the secret? Man, in a nutshell, it's delusion. To use it for yourself is delusion. Be so deluded until it comes to fruition. The secret is delusion. In a nutshell, to use it like practically, right? You see, even the way we used it today on stream, when we came on stream, we said, we're going to have an amazing day today. You know, we said it yesterday as well. We said, you know, today's gonna be an amazing day. I don't know what's gonna happen. Even if you take like a loss here or whatever, I just know today is gonna be an amazing day. But you gotta put the work in, of course. And the more you do that, and you keep putting the work in, eventually the universe steps out of your way. And then gives you everything you ever wanted. Right? There's the distribution. Yeah, it's playing out here now. It's like a long wick. You know the annoying thing about this wick over here? Look at the difference between that wick and then this wick. The one on spot gold is a lot smaller. This one is a lot longer, so it needed to like travel a bit more of a distance. Whereas this was already being activated down over here. There's a pretty small drawdown. You only have a drawdown of 4 pips. 4 pips. We got bearish order flow as well. It's currently like distributing on the way down. So of like manifestation, yes. You're gonna manifest your day every day. Every day you're gonna manifest your day. I've seen this. I liked it. This is like water now. To drink or not, that is your option. Yes. But it's exactly, you gotta choose whether you're gonna drink it or not, because God gonna set a path for everybody, you know. Like I can't tell you the amount of times that I've figured things out like this and like really try to put in people's heads like, dude, this is freaking sick. Like I would want you to also do this because I see that this is something of value, and I want you to always have things of value, whether that's going to be like my friends or my family, you know. Like I want them to have things of value. I think that have a lot of value. But like some people, they just don't do it, you know. It's like all God's timing. Like what I've realized, you just can't force some people to see the value. It's like incredibly difficult. Like even when ChatGPT came out for the first freaking time, bro, the ones closest to me still thought it was just some other thing that, oh, you know, like it's just nothing. I'm like, guys, this is freaking incredible. Do you not understand? Like I was having a dinner with my buddies. Like it was my girlfriend, my buddy and his girlfriend. I'm like, guys, have you seen this thing? This is sick. This is ChatGPT. This is fucking awesome. And everybody was like, oh yeah, it's probably one of the other things like Vic is interested in, right? Because I'm that kind of guy. Like I find these things very like powerful. So I'm like, oh yeah, it's probably just interested in something else. And then now look at the world. Everybody uses ChatGPT. That same group of people sitting at that table probably using ChatGPT as we speak right now to get something done. You know, but at the moment, they don't see it. And that's been the story of my fucking life. And I always tell people, the secret, this shit, it will change your life. Practice this. Nothing. Trading. Start trade. Dude, I'm on this trading journey right now. I'm talking to my buddy. I'm sending my results. I'm like, bro, I'm trading. I'm trying to get good at trading. I'm meeting him up today. I'm still meeting him up even today. He's still not a trader, right? He's still not a trader. He's still living his life the way he likes to live his life. Man, I used to talk to him when I was a brokey, still doing this and showing him like, oh, you know, I made a bit of profit today. I'm really trying to push this thing. Now I'm making so much more, still doing the same thing. Another thing that was overlooked. Every single time being overlooked and proving everybody wrong. And the same thing I'm going to do with this channel, with this freaking channel here. But for now, man, I appreciate the freaking support you guys give me and how much of a better trader y'all have made me. But I want this channel to grow, and I want to fucking prove this as another thing, as another fucking thing, you know, because that's just the type of person that I am. I win. I win. And we're going to win with integrity, and we're going to move correctly. And you're going to either follow my lead or not. But that's up to you. But the history record is not in your favor. The record is not in your favor to go against me. You know, I can be a really good friend. I could be a really bad enemy. You know, you don't want to go against me, bro. I'm a winner. It just all happens in God's timing. Every single thing happens in God's timing. Whatever it is that you want to do, trust the process and keep doing that. You will win, and people will look at you in the future and they'll be like, damn, this guy got lucky. Or damn, it must have been so easy for him. So life is all about a game of elevation, you know? As I elevate, y'all elevate. Y'all help me elevate, I help you elevate. And we're going to use the secret and we're going to make it happen. It's about to be another breakout here. This one already distributed bearish. Here, it did about, it was like 30 pips. 30 pips. And now we're waiting to see this break here and then distribute, maybe even up. There's a bit of buyer aggression in there. It's not much, but there's a potential above like 44.77. And you see, the thing is, this is super important. Why I'm telling you all this, because the secret's also about visualization. And trading is also about visualization. You have to be able to close your eyes, see the setup, and visualize what you want from the setup. Correct? Because you see, this is in the past. We're in the past. We don't know what's going to happen over here. The only way we're going to know what happened here is if we believe. If we believe and manifest that it can happen. Right? So if you're looking to see maybe like some kind of a candle break above here, you already have to see this in your mind's eye. Correct? And then when it happens, you're going to look back again in hindsight and say, okay, you know, kind of like a visualization over here. That's essentially what trading is. Because if you can't practice visualization, what typically happens is lack of confidence. You lose confidence. Maybe you get spooked out of your trade. You get nervous. You maybe mismanage. You know, then you start to deal with these other problems too. Because you haven't done the inner work. So like a little bit of buyer aggression. You know, like the idea is you're consistent with it, right? Because you have two choices at the end of the day. Time is gonna go anyway, right? Results are gonna produce themselves anyway. So how do you want to experience that passage of time? Oh man, buyer aggression really kicking in here. Come on, universe. Just prove my point a little bit stronger for them. Trust me, it's worth it. It's worth it. Prove my point here. Maybe it's gonna get into someone's fucking head. Let's go, baby. Let's fly. Thank you, universe. Thank you for proving my point. There you go, baby. Take profit smashed. Stop playing with me. Go read that book. Go pick that book up. Go pick that book up. Stop playing with me. Y'all think this is Fugazi? As I said, don't go against me. You will lose. Because I have God in my corner. God is on my corner. As long as I keep listening to him, keep moving with integrity, he will continue to support me. And when he makes things difficult for me, I will not play the victim. I will take a step back and say, okay, what are you trying to teach me? What did I do wrong, or what do I need to do to keep you in my favor? That's how you're going to approach life. And it's all a game of elevation and visualization. You see this? Man, who else is doing this? You know, and we thank God. All this is because of God. Wherever that God might be. The universe, manifestation, the secret, Allah, whatever it is, that's who we thank. You see, the power of God. Is it a coincidence that this stream today, I was speaking about this specific topic? Is it a coincidence that yesterday I downloaded the Bible app and somebody in the chat asked me today about the Bible with a profile picture that I could easily see and pick up upon that to have this conversation and then to have a situation like this? Is that coincidence, chat? Or is that manifestation? What is it? What is it? What is it, chat? And this is what we do daily. The number one thing you never want is to fall out of God's favor. So that's my religion when someone asks me, like that little voice throughout the whole day, man, you gotta listen to that voice. Wherever that voice is telling you, you gotta listen to that voice. Holy. Holy. Man, you see, I asked God, I was like, please just let this be a winning trade so it can get into someone's ear, Lord. And they said, all right, Vic, let me get this bumper cloud of a trade over here so it can really get into that one person's ear. You know, there's someone out there who's listening right now, who's getting this message. That's what this move was for, you know, because it's not going to be for everybody. You know, it's not for everybody, the message, remember. It's only for a few people. Remember, God gave you the vision. He didn't give everybody else the vision. You know, like I love one of Barack Obama's speeches where he says when he's going to introduce healthcare into the system and make it more affordable for houses, Barack Obama says he's going to do it family by family. Not everybody will benefit from it all at once. Right? But what the idea is we're going to go family to family. Right? So in God's time, everybody going to have that message. It's going to come clear. It's going to hit you differently when you're ready for it. It's going to hit you differently. It's going to hit you differently. Just don't stop believing. Did you go long or short? No, this is for example purposes over here. I did not want to taint the message with monetary earnings. I feel this was a lot more of a spiritual message more than anything else. And also I'm done for the day. Like I'm already up here. You know, the good thing is not to be greedy. I'm already up here for the day. 7.55%. Got the 7-Eleven. 7 Heaven. 7.55%. Bro, if it's at 7.77, nah, I gotta end the stream, bro. If that number said 7.77, I just have to end the stream because that's too much. That's too much. Is there news? Right now is 6:10. We don't typically have news during this time. But you see, like, look at the stream. People have already left the stream. You know why? Because it's not their time, chat. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. I think what did we even peak here as the numbers? That's why just do your thing, you know, focus on your craft. Let me see my viewer activity. I don't know how we can see it. Viewer activity. But I'm sure, I don't know what we got to, maybe like 200 viewers, but now it's dipped to like 175 because it's not their time, chat. It's not their time. And you see, the problem is these lessons, they don't come every day. Like, that's why it's important to show up every day. So you never miss a lucky day if you show up every day. Right? These lessons don't come every day. This moment we're having right now, it's probably not going to come for another minute. And now imagine that. That's the day that you decided to not show up. You know what Michael Jackson said? Michael Jackson said, man, if I go to sleep right now, God's going to give Prince the idea. He's going to give Prince the song. And you know, that's why we say, like, there's this funny joke that says the reason we have Purple Rain by Prince is because Michael Jackson decided to sleep one night. So God gave Prince Purple Rain instead of Michael. But that's that spirituality I'm talking about. Take pride in your work. Want to actively get better. Don't half-ass things. Michael Jackson didn't half-ass being Michael Jackson, like being a singer, a dancer. Prince didn't half-ass that. Matthew McConaughey didn't half-ass being an actor. You know? Don't half-ass trading. If that's what you want to do. Do you stream during NY? Sometimes. Trump 007. He's still making the movie. Will come out in 2029. Yeah, man. Is this serious? Even Trump knows the secret. Trump knows the secret better than most people. This guy, man, this guy, I love this guy because he knows the secret so very well. If you listen to the way Trump speaks, he's always so optimistic. The economy is doing great. this stock is gonna boom. I'm doing amazing right now. He was in debt, man. Trump, at one point, he said the guy on the road had more money than he did because he was in debt. Right? If you watch that interview of Trump when he's driving around Las Vegas or something like that, and he's like, yeah, even the guy on the street has more money than I do because I'm in so much debt. But he's so positive. This guy, he never says anything negative. He's a kind of a president that that a country also needs, you know, because it's manifesting good things for the country. As much as, you know, you don't maybe fully like him or whatever you might have against him, like, to some extent, like, America needed a leader like that at this, especially at this time where everything is going completely left, you know, with LGBTQ and all of these things. It's a bit crazy. It's too much. It's too much. Man, but look, oh my goodness, bro. Look at the size of this freaking 5-minute candle here, chat. Jeez. Like, if you compare this candle to all the other candles here. Insane. Have we even had a candle that big so far today? Bro, we haven't even had a candle size this big the whole freaking day. Only the moment we started talking about God and manifestation and visualization. How insane is that? Oh yeah, but it's just coincidence, Vic. It's just coincidence. Man, shove that coincidence up your ass. Because we've been doing coincidence for the past 6 years then. If it's coincidence. Where the fuck is your coincidence? Why do you not have any coincidence then? Alright, chat. I think I'm gonna head out here. I appreciate you all tuning in. Let's continue to smash markets. And I will see you all tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Adios, adios. Remember, drop a like on the video. Get some good karma in. And yeah, have a good day. Adios. Take care.
searching for. The great inside behind the door. It's the void I'm searching for. The great inside I'm looking for. Behind the door. The great inside I'm looking for.